Members of this committee, please turn your attention to the video screens.
All Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens. In the budget I will present to you, we will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested for crimes, to better identify illegal aliens in the workplace as recommended by the commission headed by former Congresswoman Barbara Jordan. We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it.
You believe in open borders and complete chaos. Did you notice the bipartisan support in the chamber? As the video was played, everybody was clapping in that chamber. If I were in Congress in 1995, I would have also stood. Because I wasn't, I stand here today. Other than President Donald J. Trump, the greatest president in my lifetime, with the most safest and secure border, I believe President Clinton understood just how important border security is to our nation. But boy, oh boy, have times changed. 28 years later, the left...
Wow, that was epic. You just saw a masterclass in exposing political hypocrisy where the past words of a Democratic president completely shattered the narrative of today's radical left. Now, let's go straight to the full uncut footage of this incredible committee takeout.
Completely nuts. They've done just the opposite of what the leader of the Democrat Party, President Clinton, stood for on border security in 1995. This committee's ranking member, he was in Congress in 1995. I assume he stood. It seemed like the majority, if not all of the entire chamber, they stood. Matter of fact, Mr. Clinton delivered his speech in the third year of his first term. And he was reelected in 1996. He beat Bob Dole, won by over 8 million votes, won the Electoral College 379 to 159. He had the support of the American people, and I'm going to assume the ranking member also voted for Bill Clinton in 1996. We have two other members, Ms. Jackson and Ms. Lofgren. They were both freshmen at the time. I will assume they stood during that powerful speech as well. And do you know why they supported and voted? They voted for legislation in 1996 strengthening our immigration laws. I applaud them for that. So what's changed, folks? What's changed with the Democrat Party? I'll tell you what's changed. If you wouldn't have heard President Clinton's voice or seen his face, you would have thought Donald Trump delivered that speech. I don't believe that President Clinton was called a racist, a white supremacist who hated immigrants, as the left and the dishonest media has painted Donald J. Trump to be. I have a report from the Heritage Foundation titled, Tracking Movement of Illegal Aliens from NGOs to Interior of the USA. Why do you think NGOs have moved illegal immigrants to 431 of the 435 congressional districts? The truth is, hear me, it's because the Democrats' progressive policies are not acceptable to Americans. Heritage obtained a sampling of approximately 30,000 cell phones that were tracked to NGOs along border states. They tracked approximately 22,000 devices at 20 NGO locations in January 2022. The same devices were later traced to 431 separate U.S. congressional districts, and of the 52 with the highest rate of tracked devices, 71 of them were Republican congressional districts. The report revealed that it's not a coincidence, folks. The flood of illegal immigrants means a continued rise in surplus laborers. That surplus drives down the wages of existing middle-class and lower-class job holders until they leave the job forces, and then they're forced to go on welfare with the hopes that they will become loyal supporters.
The ghost of 1995. You just witnessed a reality check that left the committee room stunned. The speaker played tape from 1995 where Bill Clinton, the leader of the Democratic Party, demanded a secure border, more border guards, faster deportations for criminals, and a ban on welfare for illegal aliens. Back then, the entire chamber stood and cheered. Democrats and Republicans alike agreed. We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It proved that wanting a secure border used to be common sense, not a partisan issue. Then the speaker dropped the hammer on how much things have changed. Members sitting right there in that committee room were in Congress back then, likely clapping right along with Clinton and voting to strengthen immigration laws in 1996. So what happened? Why did the modern left trade common sense for complete chaos? The speaker didn't mince words. They decided that a secure border was a threat to their political power. The takedown went deeper than just rhetoric. Moving into the mechanics of the border crisis, citing a shocking report from the Heritage Foundation that tracked cell phone data from news, the speaker exposed how illegal immigrants are being systematically dispersed into 431 out of 435 congressional districts across America. It's not an accident. It's a calculated scheme to flood the labor market, drive down wages for the American middle class, and create a permanent, dependent class relying on the state. If you're tired of the political class pretending open borders happened by accident, smash that subscribe button right now. We're here to expose the truth. Bill Clinton knew back in 1995 that open borders were self-defeating for our nation. Today's Democrats know it too. They just don't care, as long as it feeds their hunger for power. What did you think of this epic throwback? Let me know in the comments below. Hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next